What's the number one complaint you hear from real estate investors right now? Yep, I can't find good deals. The prices on the MLS are insane. Nothing cash flows. Sound familiar? You're not imagining it. Competition on listed properties has never been fiercer. Prices have shot through the roof. But here's the thing. MLS isn't the only place to find deals. There's a better way. Off market. That's where sellers usually aren't working with agents and most other investors don't even know the property might be for sale. And here's the good news. You don't have to go off market alone. Because today, I'm going to show you how to use one of the most powerful AI tools available, ChatGPT, to help you bag insane off-market deals. Use case number 1, role-playing with ChatGPT. Now, I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to figure out what off-market owners to target, to help you write direct mail pieces to them, to script your cold and warm calls, and much more. But first, let me show you what might be the single coolest way to use ChatGPT as a real estate investor, and that's role-playing conversations with sellers. This is hands down one of the most powerful and underused features of ChatGPT when it comes to real estate. Here's an example of how it can work for you. Recently, I asked ChatGPT to pretend it was a real seller named Jeff Roland who owns a single-family house at 123 Main Street in Troy, New York. Jeff's story, which I created from similar interactions I've had in the past with similar sellers, is pretty intense. He inherited his mother's house, rented it out for a while, but it's been vacant nearly 2 years. It's full of junk, has a leaky roof, and dry rot, and needs major updates. He owes about $86,000 on the mortgage, plus over $10,000 in back taxes, and the city's close to foreclosing. At 67 on a fixed income, Jeff is overwhelmed and deeply skeptical of investors after a bad experience his sister had years ago. So I had ChatGPT become Jeff, and I dialed into the roleplay as myself, a local investor calling to see if he might want to sell. Let me give you a quick preview of how that conversation went.
Hello, this is Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. My name is Vitaly. I'm a local real estate investor. I'm calling in reference to the property you own at 123 Main Street, Troy, New York.
What about it? I've been getting a lot of calls about that place. You one of those folks sending postcards or leaving voicemails saying you want to buy it?
Actually, yes. I've been investing in real estate in Troy for the past 14 years and working with regular folks like yourself to help them get out of difficult situations where a traditional sale isn't an option. Is it something that you would consider selling for the right price?
Well, I don't know. I mean, sure, I'd consider selling it. But I'll tell you straight up, I'm real tired of folks calling me saying they're going to help and then they just waste my time. Had that happen in my family before. The house has been sitting empty. It's a mess inside, roof leaks, floors got problems. I owe back taxes and the city's breathing down my neck about taking it. So yeah, it's a burden, but I don't want to get screwed either. What kind of deal are you talking about?
I completely understand. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. My business partner and I own over 300 rental units in the local area. We buy all of our deals for cash, no banks or appraisals. We buy properties as is. We don't nickel and dime you. When we offer a price and come to an agreement, we stand by our word. There's no repair or issue with the property that we haven't seen before. We've dealt with it all: roofs, foundations, fire damage, mold, asbestos, you name it. I would love to have an opportunity to see if we can help take this property off your hands and make it a win-win resolution to the issues you're dealing with. That was just part of the call, but Jeff pushed back, shared concerns, and asked tough questions. And here's the best part. When the call ended, I asked ChatGPT for feedback on how I handled it. ChatGPT gave me a full breakdown. It told me where I built good rapport, highlighted how sharing my experience and local track record made me more credible, pointed out that Jeff was still cautious and reminded me to keep building trust if we meet in person, and gave me suggestions for how to handle similar conversations even better next time. It was like having a professional coach analyze my performance immediately. And here's the crazy thing. You don't even have to type these role plays out if you don't want to. ChatGPT has a voice-to-text and a read-aloud feature. You can literally speak your side of the conversation into your microphone and it'll respond as the seller in real time. Then it can read its own replies back to you out loud. That's exactly what you just heard in the excerpt I played for you. It's the ultimate practice ground for sharpening your skills, handling objections, and getting more comfortable talking to sellers even skeptical ones like Jeff. If you'd like to see the entire Jeff Roland roleplay, including the exact prompt I used, the full transcript of our conversation, and the feedback ChatGPT gave me, you can get it completely free inside the Classroom tab of my House Hack Mastery group. All you have to do is sign up for a free membership and you'll have full access. There's no gimmicks or upsells. I'm literally giving this information away for free. The link is in the description. Join the group, come hang out in the community tab, and let's help each other grow with real estate. Use case number 2, identifying motivated seller types. All right, so hopefully by this point, you're already starting to see the value that strategic use of ChatGPT can bring to your real estate investing business. And if you are, please smash that like button. But besides role-playing, another powerful thing ChatGPT can help you do is figure out what type of owners to target. Because let's face it, if you're cold calling random homeowners or sending generic postcards to strangers, you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall. Certain groups of owners are far more likely to sell off-market, and often at a discount, because they have problems that need to be solved. For example, in Jeff Roland's case, the reason I was calling him was because I knew that he was over $10,000 behind on his property taxes and that he did not own or occupy this property. Those are powerful filters to the general pool of homeowners that help me zero in on potential opportunities where an owner will have a problem that needs to be solved. So to start with, you might ask ChatGPT, what are the top situations that create motivated sellers in real estate? And it might tell you about owners behind on taxes, landlords tired of bad tenants, owners going through a divorce, estates stuck in probate, or properties with code violations. Each of those groups has different pain points, motivations, and even different ways of talking about their situation. Once ChatGPT gives you some ideas, you should keep digging. Ask follow-up questions to learn what kinds of properties each group owns, how motivated they tend to be, and what kinds of offers might appeal to them. For example, tired landlords are usually dealing with rental properties, while divorcing owners are more likely to be selling single-family homes they lived in. You can also ask which type of motivated seller might be the best target for the area I'm looking to invest in. The more precise you are about your target seller and your location, the better your chances of finding a great deal. Use case number 3, analyzing and organizing your leads. Once you've picked the type of seller you want to target, the next step is getting the data and analyzing and organizing it to fit your needs. At minimum, you'll need 3 things to run an off-market campaign: the property address, the owner's name, and the owner's mailing address. Luckily, this information is public record because ownership of real estate is documented in each county clerk's office. But here's the challenge: getting that data in bulk. If you only want properties that fit certain motivated seller categories, like tax delinquencies, pre-foreclosures, or absentee landlords, it's not as simple as downloading a list off a website. You've basically got 2 options. First, you can contact the county clerk's office directly. This might give you the most current data, but it can take time, involve red tape, and sometimes come in formats that are hard to work with. Also, some offices can even charge fees. Second, you can subscribe to a professional data provider. These platforms compile public records and package them into searchable databases. It's much faster, but it costs money, usually around $100 per month. Personally, I think the fastest and lowest hassle way to get this kind of data is through a professional platform like PropStream.com. I've been using PropStream for years to find my own off-market deals, and it's honestly an amazing tool because it gives you instant access to nationwide lists of motivated sellers. Everything from tax delinquents, pre-foreclosures, absentee owners, vacant houses, and more. Yes, it costs $99 per month, but the way I see it, spending $99 to find one deal that makes you tens of thousands of dollars or more is worth every penny. If you'd like to try PropStream, there's a link in the description below that gets you a free 7-day trial so you can check it out for yourself. Once you have your list, whether from the county or from PropStream, this is where ChatGPT shines. Even though ChatGPT can't download data for you, at least not yet, it's incredibly powerful once you feed it the information. You can copy rows from your spreadsheet into ChatGPT and ask, show me only properties with delinquent balances over $5,000 and group them by zip code. Or include only individual owners and remove all business entities from this list. Instead of spending hours manually sifting through data in Excel, ChatGPT helps you spot trends and identify the best leads faster. So whether you're using county records or PropStream, ChatGPT becomes your assistant for turning raw data into a focused action plan. Use case number 4, creating custom mail pieces. Once your list is cleaned up, it's time to start reaching out to sellers. One of the best ways to do that is through direct mail, postcards, letters, or flyers. But generic mail won't cut it anymore. Sellers are bombarded with bland We Buy Houses postcards that all look the same. This is another spot where ChatGPT gives you an edge. Instead of using the same tired copy as everyone else, you can prompt ChatGPT with, write a postcard under 100 words for a homeowner in Palm Beach County who's behind on property taxes. The tone should be friendly, empathetic, and offer to help them avoid a tax sale. Mention that I'm a local buyer who pays cash, buys properties as is, and doesn't charge commissions. In seconds, ChatGPT might generate something like this. Struggling with property taxes? We can help you avoid a tax sale and protect your credit. Call us for a fast, hassle-free cash offer. We buy properties as is with no commissions or fees. We're local and here to help. You can tweak that message, add your contact info, and even ask ChatGPT to add mail merge fields like owner name and property address. Once you have your message dialed in, you can use services like clicktomail.com to design and send your postcards without ever touching a stamp. Just remember, ChatGPT can write your mail piece, but he can't mail it for you. That's where third-party servicers are still needed. I'm sure this will change in the future, but as of right now, this is still an extra step that you'll have to take. Use case number 5, creating call scripts. Of course, direct mail alone doesn't close deals. If you're mailing postcards, your goal is to get sellers to call you back, creating warm leads. And you'll want to be ready for those calls. For warm calls, you can ask ChatGPT to write a script for answering calls from homeowners who got my postcard about helping them avoid a tax foreclosure. ChatGPT will produce a script that helps you qualify the seller while sounding empathetic. Or if you'd rather skip mail altogether and cold call sellers directly, ChatGPT can help you with that too. Once you've skip traced your list to find phone numbers, you could say, write a cold call script for homeowners in Fulton County who are behind on taxes. The script should be polite, respectful, and explain who I am and how I might help them avoid foreclosure. ChatGPT can generate a conversational script complete with common objections and suggested responses. The key to getting the best results is to keep probing ChatGPT's answers. Ask follow-ups like, is there anything else I should ask the seller during my initial call? And why? The more you refine the prompts, the sharper your scripts will be. Use case number 6, qualifying leads and deal analysis. A huge part of your first conversations with a seller is figuring out if it's actually a deal worth pursuing. Not every tax delinquent seller is truly motivated. Some owe just a few $100. Others want more for the property than it's worth. Or the property might be in such bad shape that it would cost more to fix it than to leave it alone. ChatGPT can help you ask the right questions. For example, you can say, give me a list of questions to qualify a tax delinquent seller and decide if their property might be a good investment. And it might suggest that you ask the owner how much they owe in back taxes, whether there are any other liens, whether the property is occupied or vacant, what repairs or issues exist, and how soon they're looking to sell. Once you've gathered details, ChatGPT can also help you run numbers for your deal. For example, you can say, I'm looking at a 3-bed, 2-bath house in Fulton County. It's 1,500 square feet and needs $40,000 in repairs. The owner wants $150,000. Recent comps are between $250,000 and $265,000. Holding costs are $1,000 per month, and closing costs will be around $8,000. Help me calculate if this is a good flip. ChatGPT can help you estimate profits, highlight missing costs, and check if the deal makes sense. But remember, it's only as good as the numbers you give it. Always verify the analysis yourself or with a professional. Use case number 7, strategize creative deal structures. Sometimes a seller wants to sell, but the numbers don't work for a simple cash offer. Maybe they owe too much, or they want a price that's way above what a cash deal can support. ChatGPT can help you brainstorm creative solutions. For instance, suggest creative ways to structure an offer for a seller who wants $150,000 but owes $120,000 on their mortgage and $40,000 in back taxes. ChatGPT might suggest a subject to deal where you pay off the back taxes and take over the existing mortgage. It can even help you script out how to explain these strategies in simple language that a seller can understand. Most sellers have never heard of terms like subject to, so practicing how to explain these solutions with ChatGPT can help you feel confident and avoid scaring the seller away. Use case number 8, drafting professional offers. Finally, when you're ready to make an offer, ChatGPT can help you draft professional documents. For example, you can ask it to write a simple letter of intent to purchase a single-family house in Albany, New York from a tax-delinquent owner. Include a 14-day inspection period and an all-cash offer. ChatGPT can generate a letter you can use as a starting point. It can help write contingencies, follow-up emails, or polite but firm counteroffers if the seller wants more money. But, and this is critical, ChatGPT is not a substitute for legal advice. Take it from me, as someone who's been a licensed attorney for 15 years, never rely solely on ChatGPT to tell you what's legal. It's a great drafting tool, but any contract you use should be reviewed by a lawyer familiar with real estate in your state. Because the last thing you want is to sign a deal that has a loophole costing you thousands of dollars or your entire investment. Finding off-market deals isn't easy, but with ChatGPT as your personal assistant, you can identify motivated sellers, analyze and organize lead lists, create powerful marketing pieces, write warm and cold call scripts, practice conversations and improve your negotiating skills, run deal analysis, brainstorm creative ways to make deals work, and draft professional offers to close the deal. But remember, ChatGPT is only as powerful as the effort you put in. It's a tool, it's not a magic wand. You still have to download lists, send mailers, make calls, and close deals. If you use it the right way, it can save you time, help you avoid mistakes, and give you an edge that other investors might not even know exists. And if you're interested in seeing how my business partner and I took an off-market deal from purchase all the way through refinance, gaining over $700,000 in equity, cashing out more than $100,000 each, and creating over $2,600 a month in cash flow, all with $0 of our own money in the deal, check out the video I recently posted about my 10-unit Burr property. Tap or click the screen, and I'll see you there.